Good morning, YouTube. Good afternoon. I always get that wrong. Maybe it's because I woke up too late. I hope you're having a good day. I watched quite a few videos yesterday. Got caught up. Almost caught up. I don't think you can get caught up. You can get caught up in watching videos, that's for sure. I saw quite a few people did remembering 9/11, stuff like that. I appreciate those very much. Something we don't want to ever forget. Not just because it's some big catastrophic event, not because it shaped the history of the United States, not because of the way it was sensationalized and trivialized, immortalized in some ways, but because of what it really meant. To me, it meant two things. One is that we were attacked ruthlessly. We'll get into politics, but it's something that you can't let go as a nation. The other thing, much bigger thing in my mind, is the way it affected those and those families and those friends, acquaintances, regular everyday people that were there, that were dealing with it. Not through a camera lens, not through the TV screen. I don't have enough time or enough bandwidth to put into words. One thing you often see, well, you see every year, what were you doing? Where were you when 9/11 happened? And again, I understand that. I understand sharing and remembering and telling people how it affected you in whatever way it affected you, great or small. I find it a lot easier. I know where I was. I remember exactly how the day unfolded. I'd rather tell you where I was not that day. I was not sitting on a plane watching people get stabbed, watching the cockpit get bombarded, scared to death, no idea what was happening. I was not in a 110-story building, trapped, hurt, terrified, wondering if I was ever going to get out, knowing I was never going to get out, forced to choose between the way they wanted me to die or the way I wanted to die. I was not on the ground running into a building that everybody else was running out of, up to the point of it collapsing on me. I was not on another plane knowing what was taking place and making a decision to do something about it. God bless those men and women on that plane. One of those was from around here. I have a friend that knew him, Todd Beamer. I was not in Washington, D.C., watching the building that I worked in blow up, hearing my co-workers, smelling the destruction, seeing the destruction, trying to escape from the destruction, running back into the destruction again. I was nowhere near all of that. And regardless of how hard I try to imagine or put myself in the place of those people, it is not possible. Even if I've faced similar tragedies, which I have not, I don't think there's any way to put yourself in the mindset of knowing what those people were going through or thinking you know what those people were going through. I also was not in the military. And after that second plane hit, coming to the realization that I might very well be called up to go to war. Those events that day, first let me say this, what I was doing wasn't important, never was, never will be. It affected two people, me and my wife. That's it. What all those people were suffering, what all those people who were trying to help, what all those families, all the friends, co-workers, fire department, police department, any number of search and rescue type personnel, what they were going through, what they went through, and those lives that were lost. That's what I remember. That's what I want to never forget. Not just because of the hugeness of the whole thing, but because of the smallness of what a single person was going through on that day. I don't mean they were going through a small thing. I mean as compared to the tens or hundreds of thousands of people that were directly affected by that, what one person was experiencing. And I'm sure there were quite a few people there that were experiencing that totally on their own. They didn't have somebody holding their hand. They didn't have a room full of people. They never had any sense that anyone or anything was going to help them. And a lot of those people died. A lot of them probably can't understand why they lived and why the other people died. Anyway. This is not to belittle or look down upon anybody that shared a video that says, you know, what was I doing, where was I, that kind of thing. It's important. And I appreciate the fact that you even took the time to tell us about it, to make a video. But the whole thing just touches me differently somehow. You know, there's still something you can do if you can't run into a burning building, even to this day, 15 years later. You can still pray for those people, their families, the people that were affected, the people that are still suffering, and there's quite a few of them. It may seem like a smaller thing than running into a burning building, knowing you might die to try and save somebody's life. But it's not as small as you might think. Take care. God bless.